Macmillan Audio presents The Plea by Steve Cavanagh. Read for you by Adam Sims.
Tuesday, 17th of March, 7:58 p.m. I thought everyone was dead. I was wrong. The offices of Harland and Sinton, attorneys at law, took up the 37th floor of the Leitner building. This was a 24-hour corporate law firm, one of the biggest in New York. Normally the lights stay on round the clock, but the intruders cut the power 2 minutes ago, maybe more. My back ached, and I could taste blood in my mouth, which mixed with the smell of burnt acid rising from the spent cartridges rattling around on the carpet. A fat moon illuminated ghostly trails of smoke that seemed to rise from the floor and evaporate just as I caught sight of them. My left ear felt as though it were filled with water, but I knew I'd merely been deafened from the gunfire. In my right hand, I held an empty government-issued Glock 19. The last of the rounds lay buried in the dead man at my feet. His legs fell across the stomach of the corpse next to him, and, in a curious moment of realization, I noticed that the bodies on the floor of the conference room all seemed to reach out to one another. I didn't look at each one. I couldn't bring my eyes to look at their dead faces. My breath came in short bursts that had to fight their way through the clamp of adrenaline threatening to crush my chest. The chill wind from the broken window behind me began to dry the sweat on the back of my neck. The digital clock on the wall hit 2000 hours as I saw my killer. I couldn't see a face or even a body. It was a shadow taking shelter in a dark corner of the conference room. Green, white, and gold flashes from the fireworks bursting over Times Square sent patterns of light into the room at odd angles, which momentarily illuminated a small pistol held by a seemingly disembodied gloved hand. That hand held a Ruger LCP. Even though I couldn't see a face, the gun told me a lot. The Ruger held 6 9mm rounds. It was small enough to fit into the palm of your hand and weighed less than a good steak. While it's an effective piece, it lacks the stopping power of a full-sized handgun. The only reason anyone would use such a weapon is to disguise the fact that they were carrying it all. This little gun was a popular backup piece for most law enforcement agencies. It was small enough to be hidden in a compact purse. It could easily be concealed in the pocket of a made-to-measure suit without ruining the line of the jacket. 3 possibilities sprung to mind. 3 possible shooters. No way to persuade any of them to drop the gun. Considering the last 2 days I'd had in court, those 3 all had a good reason to kill me. I had an idea about which one it might be, but right then it didn't seem to matter somehow. 14 years ago, I gave up being a con man. No longer Eddie Flynn, the hustler, I became Eddie Flynn, the lawyer. And the skills I'd learned on the street leaped into the courtroom mighty easily. Instead of hustling pit bosses, bookies, insurance companies, and drug dealers, I now plied my trade against judges and juries. But I'd never hustled a client. Until 2 days ago. The Ruger's barrel angled toward my chest. This last con would cost me my life. I closed my eyes, feeling strangely calm. This wasn't how it was supposed to go down. Somehow this last breath of air didn't feel right. It felt as if I'd been cheated. Even so, I filled my lungs with the smoke and the metallic tang that lingered long after a shooting. I didn't hear the shot, didn't see the muzzle flash or the recoil. I only felt the bullet ripping into my flesh. That fatal shot had become inevitable from the very moment I'd made the deal. How did I end up here, I thought. What was the deal that led me to taking a bullet? Like most things, it had small beginnings. It all started 48 hours ago with a toothpick and a dime. Chapter 1.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?